It took a while for me to learn my lesson, which is why I have so many poems. So this next poem doesn't really have a title either. And it's kind of mean, a little bit, but not for real. We'll make it work. Y'all still with me? We good?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. I'm at a loss for words when people ask me why I would want you to be my man. You're undeserving of me, and the end you'll end up hurting me. This road we're traveling together is short, the end I see, and still, I love you. I love you. Past your bullish, past your fear of commitment, past your ego, which acts like the fact that I love you deserves no acknowledgement. I love you in places you don't even know exist. Because they can't be reached with a hug, a touch, or even a kiss. See, for you, every love up until this point has been tangible. But I love you with the love that transcends the physical. Barely understandable to the mental. If it wasn't for all the hell you put me through, I'd say this love was spiritual. But God has nothing to do with this. A mess this bad can't be heaven sent. See, I loved you enough to remain stagnant. Just in case you wised up enough to return to the place you should have always been, I wanted to be there. Because I realized the potential of the love that you and I could share. See, I must have died 1,000 deaths from holding in 1,000 breaths, only exhaling them when you returned, because let's face it, we both knew you would. With your half-baked excuses and your lame apologies and your potential to do more harm than good, to think I used to laugh at silly women who gave their hearts to no good men until I became one of them. So rather than admit that I'm a hypocrite, I lie about your existence and introduce you as my good friend, but you've been anything but good to me. Hood nigga to me, homie lover friend to me, you made a fool of me and still I loved you. See, I was strong enough to love the hell out of you, but I'm convinced you wanted to keep your demons. So run along with your little friends with benefits, your bad buddies, whatever you're calling them these days. Because the texts aren't coming, the emails aren't coming, and it doesn't take a genius to figure out that you're not calling these days. And so now I want to swallow the ocean whole and kiss you, leaving you oblivious to the fact that the salt that you're tasting comes from my tears. I want to trap the sun in my mouth in an attempt to warm you with my smile. I want to feel like I can do something extraordinary. You know, the way I felt before you met me, before you convinced me that I needed you for my happily ever after ending. All that I am is all that I've already given to you. And all that I've already given you is all that I have, getting and expecting nothing in return except for a lesson that is hard for me to learn, and so I keep repeating it. I keep loving you, knowing no good can come from it. So then we decided that we were going to be friends. Friends. Which, he's not a bad dude. Like, if you, he military trained. If you need somebody to get somebody, he's a good person to have on your team. So we tried the friendship thing. But then he got this ex-girlfriend. She's an ex now, but she was current then. And she wanted to send me, let me know my place. And I was like, for real? That's how we're doing it now? So I wrote a poem for her. You met me for the first time today, and it hurt your pride that you couldn't get your man to turn away. And so you make a wish to erase my existence, and when you and your girls get together, you call my name as though it's synonymous with the word bitch. And then you forget about me. You concentrate on his kisses. Because even though his style is rather lazy, the fact that he's sucking your bottom lip is driving me crazy. Well, guess what? I'm the bitch that taught him that. And I'm the bitch that holds him back from ever really truly committing to you, because even though we say we're finished, we're never really through. In fact, it'd be a lie if he ever told me goodbye, because there's just no getting over me. For better or for worse, I am that man's wifey, and no, there are no rings on either one of our fingers, but the very essence of me lingers in places you can't even begin to touch. So if and when he tells you he loves you, it won't mean much, because he's seeing me every time he says it. And he's caressing my body every time y'all hit. That's why he makes love to you with his eyes closed. Acknowledging that even though you may be the one his body chose, you'll never have his heart, because that belongs to me even when we are apart. Now don't make me go there, because some things are better left unsaid, like the fact that I never slept with him and every night I share his bed. When he inches away from you, it's because he's pulling me closer. And when you can't wake him from that deep sleep, it's because he wants to hold me just a little longer. Girl, don't you know what we have is stronger than you thought it was? You and him make them, but me and him make us. And you can never compete with that. So I try. Because I can see the way things end for you, and it makes me want to cry. So you're not the first little girl to get caught up in our world. We constantly add hearts and divide time like we're some new level math, adding dimples and sharing smiles rather than dealing with the problems we already have, because even as I tell you all of this, I'm with someone else. But I'm gonna cut him loose just as soon as he says he's through with you. Don't look at me like that, it's what we do. Because if it ain't us, then the relationship won't last, and you can't move forward until you can embrace your past, and so we do. And we cling to each other tight. It doesn't have to make sense to you, because to us this feels right, and that's all that matters. That I cause his heart to pitter and he makes mine patter. See, we match and relate on levels that have nothing to do with sex. That's why you got mad when he introduced me as his best, so jealous you didn't hear the friend because you knew I was that ex. The one who never fell out of love with. The epitome of the woman who's going to bear his children. It's me. I'm permanent and you're temporary, and you know it. But since ignorance is bliss, you choose not to show it, and that's fine. But it's only fair that I warn you that I'm coming for what's mine. So I guarantee you, I'll see you again. And since I'm feeling generous, I'll even tell you when. It's when the brightness of our friendship causes your relationship to go dim. And you show up at my door telling me he's a no-good brother and that I can keep him. And that's when I tell you that I tried to warn you before it was too late, that this bitch right here will always be that brother's soulmate. That is one of the meanest poems ever, and y'all just like, yeah, girl, talk. No, and no. No, we'll talk. No, and no. Yep, there went my phone. So, you know, you can only feel like that for so long before you're like, you know, this isn't healthy. It's almost like an emotional roller coaster of things and feelings, and it's not a good look, even if it is a fun look. And so there has to be a point where you grow up and you mature. But in order to do that, you have to self-reflect and hold yourself accountable for how you ended up in this situation in the first place. So to help me tell you about that, I'm gonna bring Miss Chloe DeShell on stage. And we almost finished with the poetry section. Y'all still riding?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool. What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Good stuff.